I get the notion of wanting to wear your mother's wedding dress at your wedding.
Yeah.
But wanting your bride to wear your mother's dress?
Yeah.
A little weird.
Weird. Super weird. Super weird. No, I want you to wear the dress I was conceived in.
Hey, Upper East Siders and all you scandal-loving listeners out there. You've just tuned into the Non-Judging Breakfast Pod, where the coffee is strong, the waffles are fresh, and the gossip is hotter than ever. My name is Leif, and I'm your seasoned Gossip Girl veteran.
And I'm Steve, the newbie, the greenhorn, the rookie, I don't know, Leif, what are we now that we are kicking off season 5?
I'm not sure where you are on the social hierarchy, but you'd be perfect as a kid from the East Coast with a political family who's constantly manipulated while trying to keep everyone around him happy.
Well, in that case, all I can say is yes.
Sounds good.
So here's the deal, folks. Leif has been watching Gossip Girl since it first aired, and I'm tuning in for the very first time. And together we're your dynamic duo, bringing you all the drama, romance, and sometimes questionable fashion choices of this iconic 2007 series.
Bring your magnifying glasses because each week we're dissecting every juicy detail of the show, one episode at a time. We'll connect the dots, uncover those sneaky little Easter eggs, and of course serve up some piping hot behind-the-scenes tea. And expect some iconic fandom moments too, because what's a deep dive without a little drama?
And since we are all about inclusivity here at the Non-Judging Breakfast Pod, there is always a seat for you at the Non-Judging Breakfast table. So go ahead and grab your mimosa, a cup of coffee, or get something with Nate's card, and let's go ahead and get into this.
Yes. And welcome to Season 5. We did have a couple of comments from the end of the last season.
What is it now?
On episode, both from Spotify. Mal on episode 20 commented, "The scene where Chuck crashes the party is so hard to watch for me. I think Blake Lively actually does a really good acting job there when she's trying to get Chuck not to ruin it, which is why it pisses me off even more that they had her say that what he did was romantic. True character assassination of Serena."
Yeah, great point.
Yeah.
Great point, because she does try to stop the whole thing and then defends it, knowing it was ridiculous.
And then on episode 22, Eden commented, sharing her knowledge of the Jewish heritage with us. She said, "Usually the bar mitzvah ceremony happens at Saturday morning service. It can happen at night, though. But the actual party is very commonly held at night, especially for rich kids. The common thing would be to have the family at the services and then the friends and family at a massive wedding-sized party that night. LOL."
Yep, that scans.
That makes sense, yeah.
Yeah.
I just felt like late for a kid's party because it was like at the end of like the adult party.
Right, yeah, yeah. Robin actually had, and this is like one of those sort of Jewish trivia things, Robin had a b'nai mitzvah because she has a twin brother. And so a b'nai mitzvah is when you have twins of opposite sex that have their bar mitzvah, bat mitzvah.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
The more you know. That is it for comments for now, but you can send us more stuff. You can comment on Spotify. You can leave a review on Apple Podcasts. You can write us on non-judging breakfastpod@gmail.com, and we will read your comments on the show. We are here, though, to talk about the season premiere, Season 5, Episode 1, Yes, Then Zero. Original air date was September 26, 2011, and the title was based on the movie/book Less Than Zero.
Yes. I have not seen it. I know of the movie.
I've read the book.
I've neither.
It is starring our old friend Andrew McCarthy.
Andrew McCarthy. Yes, I did know that it was. Is it Stoltz? Is it him and Eric Stoltz?
Robert Downey Jr.
Oh,
And Jamie Gertz is the female lead.
Okay.
Now this is like at least 3 movies that I know of that are based on Bret Easton Ellis books, which they don't necessarily, the movies don't necessarily share a cinematic universe, but all his books do share a literary universe. They all have little connections in them.
Oh, that's cool.
So the 3 movies I know, so Less Than Zero, but also American Psycho.
Oh,
that's probably the most popular one. And also The Rules of Attraction.
Okay, I've heard of it. But...
So Patrick Bateman, the main character in American Psycho, is brother to the main character in Rules of Attraction, Sean Bateman.
Oh, okay.
Played by Dawson's Creek's James Vanderbeek.
Oh.
This episode was written by our good friend Joshua Safran, his 4th straight season premiere.
Yep.
I will spoil, he will not be writing the season finale, though.
Oh.
So he's written a lot of episodes. I'll name some highlights. Bad News Blair's, 17 Candles, High Society, New Haven Can Wait, Magnificent Archibalds, You Got Yale. Like I said, 4 straight season premiere. Also did season 2, 3, and 4 premieres. And finales, I should say.
You did a couple of Thanksgiving ones, too, right?
Magnificent Archibalds was one of them, and also he did The Treasure of Serena Madre, which was season 3, and also I think what was the best episode of season 4, which is Gaslit.
Mm-hmm.
And the episode was directed by the pilot maker Mark Pizarski.
Okay,
this is his 3rd season premiere that he's done of the show. He also did the backdoor pilot for Valley Girls.
Oh, right.
But also did the 1st season Thanksgiving episode. Yeah, he also did Treasure of Serena Madre with Joshua Safran. And like I said, this is 3rd. He did the season 1 and the season 4 and now the season 5 premieres. Mm-hmm. And also, so like the season 4 premiere where it was like a double episode, he also does this one and the next episode.
Oh, okay. Yeah, all of the season premieres tend to be 2-parters. They tend to be, you're away from...
At least since the first one.
Since the first one. For season 2 on, it always seems to be we're not in New York for an episode, and then we're returning to New York for an episode.
Yeah.
Which this, of course, we have some in New York, but we have others not in New York.
So we got some returning guest stars, Hugo Becker as Louis, Margaret Collin as Eleanor, Ethan Peck as Marshall, Joanne Holly as Princess Sophie, Jay McElroney as Jeremiah Harris, and then we get some new guest stars, Elizabeth Hurley as Mysterious Woman, Michael Michelle as Jane, Brian J. Smith as Max. So obviously everyone knows who Elizabeth Hurley is, I would think. Michael Michelle, who plays Jane, been a lot of TV. She did 55 episodes of ER. Wow. Brian J. Smith, who plays Max at the final scene of the episode. Been in like 40 episodes of TV, including Stargate Atlantis. And then we had Zoe Bell also in here. And until I had done my notes for this episode, I always thought she was playing herself. Because she is a stunt performer coordinator, but apparently she has a character named Allie.
Oh, okay. That's really funny.
But she's basically playing herself.
Yeah.
Because she is a somewhat well-known, long-time stunt coordinator and performer in Hollywood.
Okay. That makes more sense as to the casting. Because it's like, why is Chuck just all of a sudden like all about this stunt coordinator out of nowhere? But
why don't you go ahead and read us that Vulture recap?
Summer is over, and on last night's Season 5 premiere of Gossip Girl, we got to see how our favorite Upper East Siders used the last few months of permanent vacation to grow and change. Serena's internship on a Los Angeles movie set has led her to believe that she transformed herself in an it girl to a working girl, and although she has taken to covering her boobs with chunky necklaces, her obliviousness to the double meaning of her own comment lets us know she is still the same person on the inside. Meanwhile, Chuck has discovered a new life philosophy called simply yes, that allows him to take all opportunities that present themselves, which so far seem to include pleasuring pairs of twins with orchids wearing debonair scarves and engaging in wildly self-destructive behavior. So, same as his old philosophy then. Nate seems a little hazy on his storyline until he meets a cougar grifter and remembers that's the kind of thing he's into. Blair may soon be undergoing a change that no amount of chunky necklaces can hide, and Gossip Girl, for her part, got a new aerial camera and insisted on showing us a bunch of upside-down shots that made us nauseous. I didn't catch that.
Neither did I. So, got a little bit of sad news on the Vulture front. I clicked on the Season 5 tab and realized immediately there's no tab for Season 6.
Oh.
And the last what they do is Season 5, Episode 11.
Wow. So there's only 10 more of these Vulture
Which,
reports.
if I remember, is a pretty bad episode, so I don't blame them.
They're just like, fuck this.
So, yeah, I don't necessarily blame them for quitting at that point. So, at that point, we're going to have to find something new again. We start Act 1 without a Gossip Girl monologue. We open the season with a black and white scene from the adaptation of The Beautiful and the Damned. As the scene cuts, color floods the screen, and we are on the set of the movie. Serena is doing her best to be a good worker, but is being bullied by Marshall, who we met at the end of last season. Before the scene ends, Serena gets a delivery containing an invitation to the royal wedding.
Yep. Robin was like, why is she having that delivered to the set? Isn't she staying somewhere? And my response was, it would be just like Blair to hire a process server to go and basically serve the paperwork to her friends.
Yes. Back in the Hamptons, Dan is working on his softball game and gets his own invitation delivered by Rufus. We learn that Jenny is going to fashion school in London.
Aw.
Yay for
good.
Jenny.
Good, Jenny. Good job, Jenny. And since when is Dan into sports? I know that there's that point that he is into soccer because it was beneficial to Blair.
Well, it was the writers versus artists game.
Oh.
If you read the shirts.
Yeah, that is true. Now, you know I'm a huge baseball fan, and I'll watch any baseball, and that's a game I'd love to see. The writers versus the artists.
Chuck rides up to a yacht on a red sports bike where Nate is lounging. Nate has received invitations addressed to both himself and Chuck, but hides them before Chuck can see what they are. Chuck wonders why Nate hasn't been hooking up with anyone before taking two blonde twins into the ship's cabin.
Nate's just getting along for himself. That's all.
Now, the first time I watched to see, I wasn't looking at their faces. But then as they walked away, I noticed they were wearing the same bathing suit, so I rewound it. And I think we're supposed to at least think they're twins.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if they actually are, if they just look alike.
Yeah, I got the impression that we're supposed to think they're twins.
Which kind of gross, but
yeah, it's so funny because, like, especially growing up in like 80s, 90s with like the hair bands that you hear them brag about, like, yeah, and then we had like this mother-daughter duo, and it's like, that's disgusting. Why would you want to be in a threesome with two people that are incestuous? Like, if they've gotten that far, like, gross.
Have you seen the show Love on Netflix?
Not enough of it. Only like the first or second first episode.
What happens in the first episode where he's like hanging out with these two women. He thinks they're just friends, and they go back to his room, and they're about to have sex, and then they reveal that they're sisters.
Oh.
he totally freaks out.
Yeah.
And they're like, what's wrong? Good show, though. I like that show.
Yeah, I remember you saying that.
Blair and Louie have just gotten back to the Waldorf apartment after spending the summer in the Royal Palace having lots of sex. Blair has apparently been putting off telling her parents something, so Louis bribes her with a very expensive piece of jewelry to get her to leave the bedroom. As the scene ends with Louis reassuring Blair, we also hear Eleanor in another room upset about wedding planning issues.
In this scene, we also have the setup of Louis is going to this big family event that Blair, his fiance, can't go to because they aren't married yet.
Yes. Only royals are allowed to.
Only royals are allowed.
To attend something called the General Assembly.
To a thing called the General Assembly, yes. And also, it reminds me of Sophie telling Blair, like, oh, you know what? I can work some magic and get you, and still get him his crown. So, yeah, you guys can get married and he'll still be a prince. Because really, it's arbitrary.
Yeah.
You could have done that the whole time.
It's tradition, but there's no,
right.
It's not law.
Right. So all of these things you could have done the whole time. You're just making a bigger deal of it to specifically gatekeep Blair. Like, fuck both of you.
It's just to drive the plot.
Yeah, something had to.
Serena is visiting with Nate on the yacht, and we learn that Chuck won it in a poker game from Allegra Versace. Chuck emerges from the bedroom and surprises Serena with his new cheery attitude. He explains it's all thanks to his new life philosophy that he learned from a Jim Carrey movie. Then Chuck gives Serena some positive career advice to assert herself if she wants to be taken seriously.
The yes man.
Yeah. Came out pretty close to this episode, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, and so this is Serena and Nate hanging out with Chuck. It was nice how Chuck greeted Serena. That, like, it was like,
hey, sis, how's it going?
Yeah. Like, it was nice to see these three being the childhood friends that they are without any other bullshit baggage.
And Chuck not being gross for once.
Yeah, and Chuck not being gross. Yeah, it was impressive.
Back at the softball game, Dan learns Vanity Fair is running a chapter from his book from his old mentor, Jeremiah Harris.
Yeah, it sounded just like your stuff.
But better.
And, the character's name had your initials, so I thought I'd bring it up to you. Everyone's read it. It's how has everybody read this if it hasn't been published yet? Like, this anonymous author.
I guess everyone's wondering who it is. They probably just shared it around to see if anyone could figure out who it was.
Yeah. Someone did.
Yep. Blair, Louis, Sophie, and Eleanor are discussing wedding planning, and Sophie's royal traditions are bulldozing all over Blair's personal taste. And when she looks to Louis for support, he just bows to mommy. Dorota is delivering a tray of drinks and sees a Gossip Girl blast about fighting the pregnancy test in the dumpster outside the building. Dorota thinks the blast must be about Blair, so pushes Blair to drink alcohol, which she declines.
Which also at the same time, Dorota knows it's about her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't get, why does she test Blair?
Yeah. I thought that was weird. Because I called from the beginning that it was Dorota. Like, I didn't think it was her, Blair, anyway. So, yeah, for Dorota to then test her, I thought was weird. The other thing, why can't you have a bouquet of peonies and carnations? Why can't both fly? Why can't you? Isn't marriage all about melding traditions together? Why can't you have both?
Why the fuck does it even matter?
Yeah.
Let the bride decide.
Yeah.
Plot.
We switch back to Chuck, Serena, and Nate celebrating on the yacht, and Serena also mentions going sober over the summer. The show really stretching the which one is pregnant as far as it can possibly go.
Yeah, because they go to hand the champagne to her as well, and she's like, "Oh no, I'm sober in California sober."
Yeah, well, she says L.A. lifestyle, which is that the same thing as California sober?
It's funny because
which means smoking lots of weed.
Yeah, it means smoking weed and not drinking.
Not drinking and not doing hard drugs, but you're still smoking lots of weed.
Yeah, lots of weed.
And gummies and all that good stuff.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But yes, they're really stretching this, which one is pregnant as far.
Yeah.
And then this is the Gossip Girl blast, which is kind of read over both the last two scenes.
Due to a reader's dumpster dive outside a well-known Fifth Avenue pre-war, it appears someone we know and love is in the family way. So, this is your humble gossip girl issuing an APPB. Who could the mother of our next scandal be? Now, this makes me wonder. I've always been calling this an apartment. Do they own the whole building? Is this a townhouse?
The Waldorfs? I always thought it was a penthouse.
That's what I've always called it an apartment.
Yeah.
But are there no other people in this building? Because it's an outside dumpster.
It's like...
and which one of the Gossip Girl type readers is diving in dumpsters?
Yeah, yeah.
But also, and then also, Blair calls down later for a cab. She said, "Call down for a cab," which implies a doorman.
Right. There's an elevator to get into the apartment,
which you wouldn't have it at a townhouse.
Right.
So again, I'm confused.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's always been the assumption that they are in a townhouse or penthouse or something like that. So the fact that there would be hundreds of other people.
Not a townhouse.
Not a townhouse, but right. But like a condo is what I was meant to say.
We move into Act 2. Blair calls Serena to complain about Louis and Sophie, and we learn that they have managed to keep a regular contact over the summer.
Yeah, adorable. I love that they talked all summer long. Mm. Yeah, it was great.
But also very contrasting to the fact that Blair and Dan did not talk at all.
Yes, despite having plans to.
Yes.
They did not.
Weird.
Yeah.
Dorota asks Blair if she has seen Gossip Girl recently, but Blair doesn't have time for Dorota as she gets a text from Louis.
Yeah, and we have the setup here that we see Dorota getting ready to confess. Mm. So, yeah.
Chuck and Serena are meeting with Marshall and stunt corner performer Allie, and Chuck goes with Allie to check out the setup of the big stunt they are working on. Nate notes that Marshall is a douchebag before Serena shoves him off to a PA to take him to an audition.
First of all, he's Chuck Bass. Was just fucking perfect. We both lost it when they're like, "Who are you?" He's Chuck Bass. I loved it. It was so good. And then the rest of it, of course, is being the setup for Nate going in one direction and Chuck going in the other. Mm-hmm. And also really setting up that Marshall's a dickhead.
Yeah.
He is as big a dickhead as he is a terrible actor. Like he has
Nepo baby
cameo level charisma. Who is he?
I told you at the last season. He's Gregory Peck's grandson.
Oh, right. He's terrible.
He does have a great voice, though. I'll give him that.
Hmm.
Very smooth, deep voice.
Yeah. Just terrible delivery.
Yeah. Dan, while on the phone with Epperly trying to get more info, returns to the loft with Rufus and finds the manuscript missing. Gabriella also failed to return Rufus's calls, just showing us once again that Vanessa doesn't fall far from the asshole tree. Dan learns from Epperly that Vanity Fair's Graydon Creed loves the story, but Dan thinks it's only because it's about a celebrity, Blair Waldorf, future Princess of Monaco. Dan is going to go get help from the only person who can help him.
Yeah, the only person who can help him.
Did you think Louis right away?
No.
Even though the show tips it off by immediately showing Louis' face.
Right, so they show him immediately afterwards, which to me actually threw me off further because it was like, okay, they're just cutting. He's not going right to him.
So who did you think it was going to be?
Oh, I thought it was going to be Gossip Girl.
Okay.
I thought that he was going, that she was going to somehow do
But why would he need to get up and go to her? Does he know who Gossip Girl is, you think?
No, but the writers on this show sometimes will do something like that. Like, oh, I better go talk to her. And then.
But to me, if it was Gossip Girl, he would have tried to text her email.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts of who it could have been?
Yeah, not really. Because
no one else is in town, really. So
yeah, so I figured it was someone just else altogether, like bring back another cameo. Because to me, the idea of going to Louis was the dumbest fucking thing. Like, why would he be the one that, like, because he's royal. He's not royal here.
Apparently it worked, though.
Yeah, but it worked. Of course it did. Of fucking course it did.
Louis knocks on Blair's bedroom door, and she assumes he is here to apologize, but he is only there to deliver the royal wedding gown. When Blair demands to know Louis will stand up for her, he suddenly grows a backbone and tells Blair to be ready at 6. He is about to break the rules and bring her to the General Assembly tonight.
Yeah, so there are no real rules here. Like, you're just bringing her. Like, you could have done that from the start. Hey, you know what? I've got this thing tonight, but I'm not supposed to bring you, but I'm going to because I want to. You just gatekeep this shit just to make sure she knows she's not married to you yet.
Also, I'm kind of judging Louis here because he should be against her wearing this dress as much as Blair. Like, yeah, I get the notion of wanting to wear your mother's wedding dress at your wedding.
Yeah.
But wanting your bride to wear your mother's dress?
Yeah.
A little weird.
Weird. Super weird. Super weird. No, I want you to wear the dress I was conceived in.
We meet Serena's boss, Jane, who is very impressed with her work on the movie so far, but also advises her to be more assertive and not afraid to push Marshall. Jane offers her more responsibility, to which Serena says, yes.
Yeah. Got to meet Serena's, like, boss's supervisor, which is a cool dynamic to introduce.
New mentor figure for Serena.
Yeah. And
it's not a dude.
Yeah. And yeah. So hopefully won't try to sleep with her along the way. Of course, I'm sure Marshall's going to try to sleep with her at some point, and she's going to sleep with him because that's.
Well, I mean, Marshall is only working on the movie. He doesn't necessarily work for the company.
Oh, that's true. I felt like they were trying to set this up like a love interest for Serena.
I think they kind of had that thought, but then I think they also realized that he sucks.
He's terrible. Like, you can't, like, he is worse than Gabriel, and I feel like Armie Hammer has been, acting-wise, the worst love interest. Ben, I felt like Ben was written worse than he acted. Like, I can't really fault everything on that actor.
That character is all over the place.
Yeah, because like he did the best he could with what he had.
Yeah,
but like, this guy is a fucking wet rock.
Chuck, against protocol, does the big stunt. Allie runs up and tells him he's about to be in big trouble, but his cavalier attitude and roguish charm win him a date instead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Chuck was very Han Solo in this episode.
Yeah. Right down to, like, the
jacket.
The jacket. Yeah. Chuck.
Yeah. But we move into Act 3. Nate is helping Serena knock off items on her to-do list, including scoring some medical marijuana. Nate is worn out at 20 and needs to reinvent himself. Serena suggests he start at the party they are on their way to right now.
I kind of hated this dialogue where she's like, what do you need it for anyway? You're just on a yacht. They smoke weed all the fucking time, sir. You smoke weed sometimes, Serena.
Serena's very anti-illegal drugs in this episode.
Yeah. And, like, he got his medical card in California because anyone that went to California to stay there for a while got their medical card if they smoked weed. Like, why are you judging Nate for having his medical card? He got to go and legally buy weed. And what's really funny is, are they 21 yet? Because he would have to be 21 to get... Well, I guess, you know what? You don't have to be 21 to get your card if you have certain documentation, which he could afford.
They're probably both 20 at this point.
That's what I was thinking.
The strains sounded kind of interesting.
Yeah.
The only one that sounded like a real one was Blueberry Headband, but that sounds like a crazy hybrid.
Yeah. I was going to say Headband is like both Blueberry and Headband. So it would be...
But Blueberry is typically an indica and Headbands is a sativa. So like an old school sativa strand.
Yeah. Right. And so it really would be like your true hybrid.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because Blueberry is a knockout punch and Headband is just like locked in.
Blair comes downstairs wearing another fabulous Oscar de la Renta gown with Dorota holding the train. Eleanor says she looks lovely, but testing a man is a mistake.
I mean, I agree with that.
Yeah. Stupid games and tests are stupid.
Yep. You said this is Dorota and Eleanor and Blair, right?
Yeah.
And Eleanor, when Blair walks off and Eleanor is like, where does she get it from? And Dorota gives her, rolls her eyes and walks away. But the best is that she does it in front of Eleanor, who catches the look and is like, whose face says, "Shut the fuck up, Dorota." Who pays your checks, Dorota? Yeah. It was just, again, one of those fucking classic, the acting of Dorota and the acting of Margaret Collin.
Dan finds Louis and convinces him to skip his event with Blair to kill the story about Blair.
Yeah, you're the only one I could think of. Can you use your royal connections to kill this story?
I suppose so.
Now, why couldn't Dan just go to the Vanity Fair and be like, "This is mine. You may not publish it. I'm the author. It's no longer anonymous. You don't have my permission."
Yeah, that would have been the smart thing. Although, how does he prove it? Because he doesn't have the manuscript anymore.
Oh, yeah. Vanessa. What a dickhead. Well, and tell me you wrote that on a typewriter, Dan.
Oh, I'm sure he did, because he's a fucking...
pretentious prick. It was in fucking Courier type font, if I remember correctly. What a dickhead.
Chuck is drinking with Allie on his yacht, and they are about to head to the party. Allie suggests taking her truck, as motorcycles can be sketchy on Mulholland Drive. Chuck agrees at first, but then discovers the poorly hidden invitation and decides instead to live dangerously. In the scene, we also learn the movie star, Serena's ex-boyfriend, Patrick Robertson, has to stay sober or the movie gets shut down.
Yes. Yeah, we have that little tidbit thrown in here. A good way to set up the later stuff. When he just decides that, for one, I'm like, so you have two bikes now? Like, you're going to ride your bike, but she's like, no, I have my truck. Okay. But then there's two bikes on this yacht for you guys to ride. I also like to live dangerously.
I do like the continuity of using Patrick Robertson as the star of the movie, though.
Yeah.
Gossip Girl has this quip as we go to the break. Sticks and stones may just break bones, but the wounds from words never heal, especially when the words we hoped we'd never read.
Yeah. That one. Come on, Gossip Girl, you can do better.
We move into Act 4. Nate and Serena show up at the party and tell Marshall that Serena completed the whole list except for delivering Patrick Roberts the marijuana she procured. Serena hands Marshall back the tablet with the list, and then he deletes the item about the weed after Serena walks away to find Patrick.
Yeah, shady dickhead doing shady stuff.
As they stroll through the party, Serena tells Nate once again that he has the perfect opportunity to reinvent himself. He does so by employing Chuck's philosophy when a trio of women approach Nate assuming he's a celebrity. He also says yes when asked if this is his house. An older woman, played by Liz Hurley, walks up and shoves the younger woman aside so Nate can take her on a private tour of the house.
I really liked Nate in this scene when they're like, "Are you that guy from the thing?" And he's like, "Yes." And
not technically a lie.
Yeah.
He is a guy from
a thing. So yeah, it was just funny, like his whole leaning into this thing.
Yeah.
And then this older woman comes up, which is Nate's kryptonite, and it's like, oh boy. He's done. And of course, she walks up and asks for the tour, and it's like, this is her house.
Yeah.
This is obviously her house.
Yep.
Nate, you dumb sweet boy.
Serena finds Patrick and gives him the marijuana. He is surprised and delighted when he heard production okayed it.
She's like, yeah.
Yeah, I'm confused why Serena, who's been working on this movie all summer, in production, doesn't know this big thing.
Yeah.
Why is this minder following around Patrick all the time?
Yeah.
That doesn't really make sense.
No, none.
Except for Serena's an idiot.
Well, which that has been established canon for quite some time.
But it's also been established here that she's been working hard now.
Yeah. Working harder, not smarter.
But we know that Serena is smart when she tries.
Yeah, yes, we do.
And already late Louis calls Blair and lets her know that something has come up and he won't make it to the gala. When he says he can't elaborate, Blair hangs up and removes the necklace Louis gave her, then tells Dorota to call down for a cab. Now, did you predict where she was going to go to?
I'll be honest. I don't remember if I predicted it or if I just knew it the second time, but I did get this sense there's only one person here. There's only one person in New York right now to go to.
Nate is giving the mysterious woman a tour of his house by continuing to say yes to everything. This leads to her inviting him into the bedroom for presumably wild sex. Nate does the double fist pump.
I love when she's like pointing out the art. She's like, oh, is this so-and-so? Yes. Or is it this person? Yes.
How did you know?
It's just, it's so great because it's so classic Nate to just take that directive so literally that when you are caught in a lie, you just double down.
Yep.
We're not here to improv. We're here to say yes.
Serena is talking to the musicians scoring the movie, but becomes distracted when she sees Marshall and a woman from the insurance company holding the container of weed and arguing. She goes over and quickly realizes that Marshall set her up.
I was kind of wondering if that was a cameo.
It was.
It was?
That was the indie pop duo Jenny and Johnny, Jenny Lewis and Jonathan Rice. And their song is actually featured in the episode in the scene where Nate goes back to get his phone.
Oh, that's cool. Have they done other scores?
No idea. Yeah, Serena quickly figures out that Marshall.
Yeah, that Marshall set her up. Yeah, that Marshall set her up. And is this where she calls him on it?
No.
Okay.
She gives a look to the camera like, oh, she realizes what happened.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Dan is surprised to see Blair in her beautiful gown show up at the loft after not having talked all summer. Blair says she is ending her engagement. She says she needs to get out of the city and can he take her to the Hamptons. A flabbergasted Dan says they can take her to the car, but fails to tell her the reason Louis blew her off. However, just then, Louis appears in the still open door. Dan hangs his head because he knows he's busted.
Here's the thing where I kind of wasn't entirely mad at Dan.
He got caught up in the moment.
He got caught up in the moment, and she didn't lead with, Louis blew me off tonight. She led with all of these other problems with him and his mom, right? So like when she came in and said to Dan, I have to leave Louis, it wasn't immediately, he didn't show up tonight.
I thought she did mention it as one of the things.
It's one of the things.
Yeah.
But Dan is hearing this list of, here are all the reasons I have to break up with this guy. And sure, one of them I had to do with, but that's one issue among many. So I feel like me, a 20-year-old me, that the person that I am currently in love with comes in and says all of these things, starting with, I need to break up with Louis, his mom, blah, blah, blah. I'm tuning out the other stuff. Like, yeah, he's not here because he's doing something for me, but that's not the first thing she mentioned, and I'm tuning out, and I'm focusing on the things that I want to hear. And I'm not saying that that's the right thing to do. Yeah. I'm not excusing Dan.
Yeah.
I'm saying
I think everyone gets why he did it. It's
yeah.
still a lie of omission, and he's still fucked up, and he realizes it.
Yeah, and he realizes it right away.
As usual.
Yeah.
But it was a very well shot. I really loved the way the scene was shot.
Oh, yeah. And she was just so good in it, too. Like her pleading with him and her yeah, I love that scene.
Chuck and Allie are riding their bikes down the curvy streets back in the hills of L.A. Chuck is driving like a maniac, and Allie calls him to pull over and tells him to take it easy. Chuck isn't scared of anything, though, and presses on momentarily before dropping his bike and sliding across the concrete.
Like immediately. Lady, I'm fine. I'm not afraid of anything. Dumbass. Yet another opportunity to kill off Chuck.
Yeah. But Gossip Girl has this to say about it. Often, all it takes to find a new path is to make a sharp turn and see what you find. But beware, sometimes what you're faced with is a dead end. We move into Act 5. Allie pulls up to Chuck, who seems a bit shaken up but otherwise unharmed. He says he could use a scotch. She tells him that he has an addiction to danger and it's going to get him seriously injured. She apparently isn't sticking around because she ends the date right then and there and hopes he'll get some therapy.
Don't we all? Although Chuck getting therapy would do very little good because a sociopath can just fake their way through therapy.
Yes. Yeah. And yeah, she definitely notices all the red flags in Chuck and she walks away.
Yeah. Like, a lot of people are thrill seekers, but some people are out here to fucking kill themselves, and I'm not here for it.
And did you catch Chuck's misogyny in this scene?
I just kind of expect him to be misogynist at all times. I don't know if I caught something specific.
So he made two suggestions for continuing onto the party. They could either walk, or he could drive her bike with her on the back.
Right, yeah.
Not she could drive him.
Yeah. Not the stunt coordinator that does this shit for a living. There's a part of me that wonders if she did the fall. I think it would have been awesome if behind the scenes she dressed like Chuck did the actual stunt.
Yeah. Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, that would be really fun.
Nate and the woman are getting dressed post-sex. We find out that she is the actual owner of the house, and this is the smallest guest room, not the master. She declines to share her name.
You have to go now. Oh, well, this is my house. Oh, poor sweet Nate. Actually, it's my house, and this is my smallest bedroom.
Outside, Serena and Marshall are arguing over who needs the job more, and he claims he never thought Serena would be able to buy weed in California for some reason.
Who would possibly be able to land their hands on weed in the state with the most weed?
But his guilt trip works because when Serena spots Marilyn still looking for Patrick, she admits she is the one who got the pot for Pat. She says to pass on her resignation to Jane.
Yeah, Serena, fuck this guy. This guy just almost got the whole fucking shit shut down. And just classic Serena. Oh, he said he's sorry. Okay.
Well, I think the line about him actually needing the job more got to her.
Yeah.
Because it is technically true, but still fuck him.
Then he shouldn't be putting PAs up to do shit that'll get the whole thing shut down.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, yeah, you need this job. We'll find another fucking job on another set because you fucked this one up. Like, what an idiot.
Blair is about to break up with Louie, but is stopped by Dan. As usual, when Dan screws up, he'll eventually own up to it and try to right the wrong. Blair asks what possible reason he would have to lie to her, but Dan just stares back with puppy dog eyes.
And Gossip Girl has, because I think that one really ties in here.
Yeah, as the scene ends, we get Lonely Boy learning 3 words, 8 letters, don't come out right when no one wants to hear them.
I thought that worked so well. The look on his face and like, why would you do that? And it's like...
And using the Chuck and Blair.
Yeah, using their classic...
But also, if I was writing this show and I wanted to set up a season premiere and season finale parallel, maybe in the season finale, she might be ready to hear those words.
Yeah.
Maybe not especially from Dan, but from someone.
Yeah, and I don't think we've heard Louis say it either. Have we?
I feel like we must have.
But ultimately, yeah, I liked how that tied back with the words Blair wants to hear and Dan not being able to say it. And obviously, because I think if Louie's not there, he says it. But
that would have been a mistake.
Yeah, but I think he would have.
We move into the epilogue. Back on the yacht, Nate and Serena are lounging while being given sage advice from Chuck. The scene ends with a group hug.
Yeah, that was cute. And too much. When they were hugging him. Too much.
Mm-hmm. No touching.
Yeah. Yes. No, I know your names.
Blair is in her bathroom when Eleanor confronts her with a copy of What to Expect When You're Expecting that she found in the pantry. Before Blair can respond, Dorota rushes in to confess that she is pregnant with baby number 2. Dorota is excited that Gossip Girl talked about her, and all three hug in celebration.
That was my favorite part, was Dorota being like, Gossip Girl talked about me.
But yeah, so two things. So again, why Dorota think Blair was pregnant? Because she obviously knew she was pregnant.
Right. Also, why is Dorota leaving her book in Blair's room?
No, that's my second what if.
Oh.
Why would Eleanor think Blair left the book in the pantry?
Yeah. Does Blair know where the pantry is? Has Blair ever been into her own pantry?
The mysterious woman is on the phone with someone talking about how she already made contact with Nate, which she didn't expect to do until she arrived in New York. As she hangs up, Nate shows up to retrieve the cell phone that he left at the party. Nate apologizes for lying. They part on good terms, but Nate still doesn't get that name.
I was so annoyed with this. I was so annoyed because it means we're going to have another stupid fucking Nate gets scammed storyline.
Well, who do you think was on the phone?
My one thought was grandfather. It could have been grandfather, but if not, it could have been the Buckleys if we're going to bring that shit back again.
It seems like the grandfather is a safe bet. I don't know if anyone else actually cares enough about Nate.
Right, yeah. Well, I my only other thing is that people care enough about grandfather to scam Nate to get. So my thought was either it was grandfather or it was someone who's trying to get like Trip or someone trying to get closer to grandfather.
But Nate, as we know, Nate has been kind of broken off from the family since season 3, since the whole thing with Trip and Serena.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So he hasn't really been in communication with the grandfather.
Yeah. So yeah, it makes sense for grandfather to be
trying to weasel his way back in there.
You know, I know how to get him back. Sexy older woman. I'll find a sexy older woman to seduce him.
But was that the plan?
I mean, I feel like it was at least part of it because she recognized Nate right away and banged him.
But we know from that conversation the plan wasn't to meet him until New York.
Until New York. But, you know, she just sped the honeypot up a bit.
Serena has cleaned out her stuff, but is stopped from leaving by Jane. Jane says she still appreciates Serena's work ethic and offers her a more permanent job working directly with Jane's production company.
Good job, Serena.
Yeah.
And it's also funny that, and I guess it's a very TV thing, the assumption of getting fired. Or just like, oh, I'm going to resign now because I got caught doing something bad. Instead of just owning up to it and letting your boss decide.
Yeah.
Just the assumption of I'm fired. I'm fired for giving someone drugs in California. Like, really? No. Just don't do that.
Well, I mean, presumably Serena does have classes starting in a week or two, so.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, but I also was wondering if she was just ready to, like, why continue college if you have this job? Sort of like, why was Blair continuing college when she was the editor of a fucking magazine?
Well, again, so back in season 3, when Serena was talking about dropping out the first time, Chuck mentions why would people like you and me need degrees? And
yeah,
but she says it's an accessory my mom really wants me to have.
Yeah. True.
She still does care a little bit about what Lee thinks.
Yeah.
Rufus shows up at the loft complaining about Lily going stir-crazy under house arrest. He compliments Dan on his writing, but is confused about the end of the story with Blair and what really happened versus artistic license. Rufus is also shocked to learn there's a whole book. Dan hopes Vanessa only leaked the one chapter, and this is the end of it, but opens a $10,000 check from Barcelona and a note that reads, "Congrats on your first novel."
You're such a fucking asshole. But also now, of course, Dan's going to see this money and be like, oh. But it's also like, Dan, you don't need money. You have fucking Cece money. You have fucking Vanderwoodson money.
It's not the same as having your own money, though.
Right.
Especially for a person like Dan.
Right. I know.
It's
but
always
also
felt inferior to these people.
Right. Yes. But he always wanted to be one of them, we now know.
Chuck and Nate are waiting for Serena outside the set to go back to New York City when Serena comes out to announce she won't be coming because Jane offered her a job. This time, when Chuck offers the celebratory drink, Serena gladly accepts. Chuck accidentally showers himself with champagne and excuses himself to go clean up.
Is this the... Wait, this isn't on the back of the yacht. Did they go back?
No, this is at the movie set.
At the movie set. But is this where she says, you should write a book?
I think that's back on the yacht.
Oh, okay, yeah. People like me don't write books. We have them written about us.
Chuck is alone in the dressing room and pulls up his shirt to reveal a huge bruise from the motorcycle crash. When Chuck touches the discoloration, he feels no pain.
Yeah, what is happening here? First of all, he was in an accident. He's going to be sore. And now you're telling me this is the first time he's had his shirt off? I guess it was right at the party, right?
He is literally not feeling... This is like a day later.
That's what I was thinking. That like a day later, how are you not feeling...
He is not feeling anything.
Yeah.
And that will be expanded on in the next episode.
Okay.
He is literally feeling nothing.
It's a metaphor. Yes. No, but that really happened.
Blair is being dressed in Sophie's wedding dress for the Vogue Paris photo shoot. Louis finally stands up to his mother and tells her that Blair will be photographed with peonies. Eleanor, Louis, and Sophie walk away, and the mystical seamstress reveals Blair is pregnant based on a tiny amount of growth from her previous measurements.
Yeah. Could be fucking water weight. Like, are you...
Yeah, someone that tiny, like 1 or 2 pounds, is going to make it's going to be like a noticeable difference.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, just rude in general.
Right, yes, and just rude. Like, you'd never tell a woman she's pregnant. Like, it's bad enough to ask a woman, but to be like, nah, girl.
And in the final scene of the episode, we see Ivy celebrating a 1-month anniversary of her move with her boyfriend. It looks like they both work at a restaurant. Ivy goes off to start waiting tables, but is spotted by Serena, who calls out for Charlie. Ivy deftly drops the apron she was holding and kicks it under the bar as she falls back into the Charlie role. Serena hugs Ivy, who plays it off as weird when the manager walks by and tells Ivy to get to work.
I loved Ivy in this scene. I loved that was weird. Just played it so well. Just like, what? Let's get out of here. I fucking loved that. I thought she was fantastic.
Yeah. And then this was Gossip Girl's final monologue of the episode. Well, Upper East Siders. I got my answer after all, and it turns out the only thing expanding at the Waldorf residence is the help. Yet all this talk about expecting has got me thinking about expectations. The thing about expectations is that most of the time, someone else sets them for you, yet you feel they've been there all along, and you can't wait to live up to them. But just because you know what's expected of you doesn't mean you still can't surprise everyone. Nothing stays hidden for long, and you often find what you least expect is right in front of you, waiting to change everything forever, whether you want it to or not. XO, XO,
Gossip Girl. That is our episode. What is coming next?
There is going to be, let's take it step by step. Dan and Blair, there's going to be tension, but there's going to be some kind of greater fallout with Louie and Blair that's going to send her back to Dan eventually. I feel like the Louie thing she's has a foot out the door at every moment, right?
Do you wish to revise your Louis timeline at this point? Because you've thought it was.
I thought he was going to be gone by now.
Yeah.
So the wedding is in November, and one thing I have said all along is that we'll get a wedding, not a marriage. So I'm thinking that Louis here probably until November. I really do believe that we will get closer. Although we got Blair in a wedding dress in this episode, and I think that's really what they're looking for. But we haven't had a reveal of Blair in a wedding dress. And I think that that's what they're going for. So if they do some other kind of dress thing before November, then maybe Louis on his way out. But I feel like before the wedding.
I think it was in our last episode we talked about a certain episode that's going to come up around mid-season.
A certain episode is going to come up around mid-season? I'm not sure.
Yeah. Any other predictions?
So Serena can't stay in California for long. And I'm really feeling like she's out there living with Cece. So I feel like something with Cece has to be the catalyst to send her home. That's in my gut. I'm worried about Cece. we should be worried about Cece. Just kill Chuck. Just kill him.
Although I actually like Chuck in this episode. He's fine.
If you
ignore all his past actions.
Right. But how long before he starts being Chuck again? So I'm just like, you have an opportunity here. You missed the last one. Yeah. Nate is going to get played by his family again. This time involving an older woman, Honeypot. We're going to have... I said Blair and Dan have to get together at some point. Man, now I wish I could remember what we talked about last week.
Well, let's talk about this pregnancy timeline a little bit.
Okay. So
if we're taking this mystical seamstress word that is she is 6 weeks pregnant, which I assume we're supposed to.
Which we're supposed to because
she's magic.
It's Gossip Girl magic, yes.
So we know the check from Chuck and Blair that they slept together on May 7th from the check at the bar mitzvah.
Mm-hmm.
So that happened on May 7th. And then all this episode, we talked about the time passing between the finale and now as being all summer.
Right.
Which is kind of vague, but it's got to be at least like 2 months.
But here, very specifically, we have May 7th, and then we have 3 weeks later.
Yeah.
So we know that there's 3 weeks right there. And then, so at least another...
which explains also the end of the semester, because that's the semester probably ended like mid to late May.
Yeah. And so that would put us... But that would essentially put us into June.
Yeah.
So we could assume that after June, probably another 12 weeks. Like the rest of June, July, August... School starts back up usually the end of August, but
there's usually a few episodes before school starts.
I feel like we're supposed to believe that their college starts in September, that they start post Labor Day.
Yeah.
So post Labor Day, we're looking at 12, 13, 14, 12, 15, 16
But we're not there yet. So, but 6 weeks, that plus 3 weeks, it's minus 3 weeks actually. So that would make their summer only 3 weeks.
Yeah.
For it to be Chuck's baby. Because she's only 6 weeks pregnant and they had 3 weeks before the end of the season.
Oh, did she say 6 weeks specifically to her?
Yeah.
Okay. So that had to be Louie. That couldn't be Chuck if it's 6 weeks.
Yeah, if that's correct.
Right.
But I don't think that's what they're gonna go with. I think they're gonna try and make us think it's Chuck's. All right. Any other predictions before we go out to segments? It was a significant episode that's going to come up in season 5. Right around mid-season we talked about.
Fuck. It's the wedding. I keep talking about the wedding. Significant episode in season 5. I mean, we've talked about Lily having a baby.
But a specific number episode that would be great for a big event.
So I'm assuming episode 11 is one of the big ones, which we've also discussed earlier today is terrible.
Okay, guess you don't remember.
Yeah, I'm.
Let's get it to segments.
All right.
Hello there, Peabody here. And this is the Wayback Machine for traveling through time. And this is my boy, Sherman. Speak, Sherman.
Hello.
Good boy.
This week in Fanda, we jumped into the Wayback Machine to visit the Television Without Pity forums from 2011. Their overall impression that this was a good premiere.
It was all right.
Set some things up.
Yeah.
Well directed.
Yeah.
Had some good lines.
Yeah. Yeah, had some laugh out loud lines.
Yeah. Some of the storylines are kind of nonsense, but yeah.
Yeah, but we're here now.
Yeah. For some reason, they seem happy about Blair being pregnant.
That shark did not need to get jumped.
No. So you don't think they're going to get married? Do you think she will have the baby?
I don't think she's going to have a baby. I can't imagine one of the non-judging Breakfast Club having a baby. Let me rephrase that. I could imagine there being a storyline where Nate or Chuck had a baby that is like a storyline for several episodes, and then they never take care of that kid again, and they're never meant, like Scott, that kid.
Dare fans are still going strong, but a lot of Cher fans are back in the mix and excited for Baby Bass.
No. No, fucking God, no.
They liked the Chuck, Serena, Nate scenes in L.A.
Yeah, they were great. One of the things I loved about those scenes is they were just friends. That there wasn't scheming or flirting or any of that. They were just being good friends to each other.
They were really happy with Serena's story for the first time in a while.
Yeah, she had a good story.
Yeah. Two back-to-back episodes, good for Serena.
Yeah, where she wasn't doing stupid, petty, dumb shit. She was really good.
And not falling for the wrong guy.
Yeah. If anything, she let the wrong guy off the hook, but which to me was like, oh, they're going to date when that happened.
I'll have to double check, but I think this is the last time we see him, actually. I think he's gone, thankfully.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Dan is playing dirty. He is really on the inside now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he was that dirty. Like I said, I think he got caught up and heard all the things he wanted to hear and ignored the thing he didn't want to hear. Like, I'm not mad at Dan. It was shitty, but I'm not mad at him.
I'm kind of mad. I understand where he's coming from, but I'm mad at him a little bit.
That's fair.
And finally, the fans wish the CW would release an Inside as an actual book they could buy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. But then we'd all have to face the fact that Dan is not as good of a writer as they think he is. They want us to pretend he is.
Well, they could actually hire someone to go.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Instead of like an intern to write from the props department.
Right.
That is it for this week in fandom. On to episode grades. It's your week to go first. What do you got?
Solid season premiere. Felt very much in line with a lot of it. Good laugh out loud lines. The dumb stuff didn't bother me too much. I'm going to go a solid B.
Yeah. Like you said, good lines. I thought the directing was pretty good. The acting was good for the most part, except for, Marshall.
Yeah.
Jane was also a little weak on the acting side.
Yeah.
But yeah, B. Moving over to Stockwatch. Who do you got going up?
I'm going to start with the California crew. I'm going to send Serena and Chuck, both are going up for having good episodes. I'm going to give Dorota an up. Congratulations. Mazel tov on the new baby. I am going to give Louis an up because he did the thing for Dan and saved the day for Dan and got the girl. And I'm going to give it to Blair too for I'm on the fence with Blair because I don't think that I'm not going to give it to Blair. I feel like she kind of won out on some things, but I think she's more neutral in this. So I'm trying to think if there's anyone else that I want to give it to, but I can't really think of anyone.
Okay.
Oh, actually, yeah, I can't remember her name, but Elizabeth Hurley's character for getting one up.
She was unnamed, but I will spoil it now because we're going to learn next episode. It's Diana Payne.
Okay, so Diana Payne goes up for successfully honeypotting Nate.
For me, I had Serena going up because she, like I said, she had a positive episode, looks career-focused instead of boy-focused for once, so good for her. Louis, because, yeah, he stopped the story, and he stood up to it. Took him a little while, but he did eventually stand up to his mom, and I did give Blair the up because, yeah, she got what she stated she wanted.
Yeah.
And I'm not letting my shipping judge my grading.
Ouch. Okay, you can give Blair up for me. Got to make it personal, Leif.
That's fine to make it personal. I'm just not. I had Nate going up because even though it's clearly a scam, he's had a good time in that episode. For this episode, he went out.
I was really on the fence about that, and I think I'm going to give him the up too, just because I know that he's about to suffer. I really was on the fence with Nate because he got played, but he doesn't know.
Yeah.
And that's really where Nate's at his happiest.
Yeah. He got laid.
Yeah. Nate having sex and not knowing he's being played is...
Yeah. I also had Jane going up because she seems like she's going to be a good mentor for Serena.
Oh, okay.
I did have Diana Payne going up as well. I had Jenny going up for being happy and being mentioned at Fashion School.
Yeah, go ahead and give Jenny an up for me too for that. I forgot about her.
I had Jeremiah Harris going up because he got some good burns in on Dan. I had Allie going up for immediately recognizing the red flags and walking away from Chuck.
Yep.
And I added Dorota because, yeah, she's pregnant with baby number 2, so congratulations, Dorota.
Congratulations, Dorota.
Who do you have going down?
Dan lost out on everything. She was mentioned. Vanessa, you fucking asshole for all of this. Also, I'm going to give Rufus a down because it sounds like Lily's driving him crazy with the real house arrests.
But luckily he has another house he can just go to.
Yeah, he can just go to his son's. Oh, Marshall goes down. Oh, also, I can't remember his name, but the actor, Patrick Robertson, because he can't smoke weed. So, and then also the production assistant that was the narc for being a narc. The one that wouldn't let him smoke weed, the production...
No, she was basically someone from the insurance company.
Right. The person from the insurance company who wouldn't let him smoke weed. Yeah. Narc. She's still a narc. I don't care where she's from. She's still a narc.
Okay. So that's it?
Yep.
All right. For me, you had him going up. I had him going down, Chuck, because he is clearly going through some shit.
Okay. Yeah.
He literally can't feel pain.
Yeah.
I had Dan going down because he screwed up.
Mm-hmm.
Marshall going down because he's a dick. Vanessa because she's a dick and was mentioned.
Yep.
And then also the seamstress because she was very rude.
Yeah. Fair.
That is it for my downs, though.
But here's the best outfits from the last episode we've seen.
On to best outfit. Who did you have?
I liked Blair's the white and green dress that she wore, was going to wear to the gala that she wore to Dan's at the end. I like that.
Yeah, that was the obvious choice, the Oscar de la Renta.
Yeah. The wedding dress was beautiful, but it was just creepy because that was your mother-in-law's dress.
I also like Chuck's outfits this episode too.
Chuck had great outfits this episode.
Rocking the ascot again.
Yeah. Back to his, Fred from Scooby-Doo.
Out of the fucking business suits.
Yeah. Casual Chuck wears ascots and leather jackets.
Yes.
He is a fucking Ken doll.
That is it for segments, though. Do you have anything you would like to plug?
I don't have anything at the moment that I am looking to plug. You can, however, follow my TikTok or Instagram at steve.marchion, Marchion, and go ahead and give me a follow there.
Same for me, and nothing to plug this week, but you can follow my socials. I'm on Instagram and Blue Sky at Hot Capicola, HotCapicola, and you can follow the podcast on Instagram, TikTok, and Threads at Non-Judging Breakfast Pod. And if you want links to our subreddit, our Discord, and our Patreon, if you'd like to support the podcast, you can find them all on our website, nonjudgingbreakfastpod.com.
And if you'd like to get in touch with us, we would love to hear what you have to say. So please send us an email at nonjudgingbreakfastpod@gmail.com, and we will try to read your email here on the show, and we would love to hear what you have to say. Also, while you're listening, if you could hit that like, subscribe, or follow button, that really helps us out a lot. And also, if you could leave a comment, that helps our visibility in Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. And finally, whenever you're listening to us, why don't you let your friends know as well and get them listening to the Non-Judging Breakfast Pod, and you can make us your round-the-table talk the next time you see your friends.
And we will be back next week to discuss Season 5, Episode 2, Beauty and the Feast. The episode description reads, Nate reconnects unexpectedly with Diana, who offers him an exciting opportunity. Serena forces Charlie to decide which world she wants to embrace. Dan seeks out Chuck's help to stop the publication of his book, but discovers it is Chuck who needs the help. Blair's future sister-in-law, Beatrice, arrives for Monaco.
Oh, boy.
You got another royal family member.
Another royal.
But I think the big spoiler there is we get another Chuck and Dan team up.
Yeah.
Which is always fun.
Yeah. Yes, I'm excited about that.
Until next time, you know you love us.
XOXO.
Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Oh, it seems I'm walking right to your door. My heart's still resting, looking for something more. Are you ever gonna see everything you mean to me? I'm trying really hard to believe. Every time you walk away or run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away or run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away or run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Never feels right when I'm out here on my own. I left last night and it feels like way too long. Are you ever gonna see everything you mean to me? I'm trying really hard to believe. Every time you walk away or run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away or run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away or run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Come back to me. Smile and you'll make my life complete. Every time you walk away or run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away or run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away or run away, you take a piece of me with you Every time you walk away or run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away or run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away or run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away or run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away or run away, you take a piece of me with